It is time for the Coach Lambert Show. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Of course, glad to be back.
What a time for a bye week. After the win over Hoover, that was mentally, spiritually, emotionally draining.
Yes, it was a crazy night, and I've now officially been a part of all 3 wins that Spain Park has over Hoover, which is super exciting. And I, was talking to some of my friends about it. Like the third time was just as exciting as the first, but that game really took it all out of us. And it was so worth it. It was worth all the tears. I mean, if y'all could have seen the girls, crying and screaming and like sitting down in huddles on the sideline, it was so much fun. And as a coach and just as an alumna of the school, it is so special to get to see them have that memory. And I'm really glad that the football players, the band, the cheerleaders, the dazzlers, everybody has that memory. But I'm most glad that we did get a break, because the last thing we needed was to ride the high of the Hoover game and accidentally end up in a trap game situation with Helena. This week, we've got a really big game coming up, a big region matchup. So I think it was the most perfect time for a bye week possible.
It certainly was. And, I watched specifically Kate, brother just throws the pass, and she was just very emotional, as we all were.
Yes.
And I believe you said 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I think that year Spain Park beat Hoover twice.
We did. I say we because I was in school.
Right.
I was here, and we did beat them twice. We beat them in the regular season at the Met, and then we rematched just in true like movie fashion. Rematched in the playoff at the state semifinal, and we hosted it and we won and went to the state championship. Ultimately lost the state championship, but it was twice in the same season. It was the craziest year ever. And I thought it was one of the craziest games, or those 2 games were the craziest ones I had ever been a part of. And I was even talking to my mom about it after the game. I was like, I think that this is actually the craziest football game I've ever been a part of. And that's saying something. I cheered at Mississippi State, if you are familiar with college football, with the game where the Ole Miss player peed in the end zone. They got pushed back for the extra point, missed it. Mississippi State wins on the last second. Like, I've seen some crazy stuff in my lifetime, but that Hoover game, I think, takes the cake for the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was a great victory.
It was.
Okay, so I'll put up a graphic a little bit later showing possible competition dates.
Yes.
We'll talk more about that later, because we have to wait and see if we're going to do the Nashville trip,
Yes.
right? So what about the week, this week leading up to the road trip to Helena? Has anything been different? Have you noticed anything different with the girls?
They are so excited for Friday. I mean, the bye week came at a perfect time for the sake of getting healthy again for the boys and, getting our minds right as a program and as a school before we go play our first region game. But you can tell the girls are just so much more excited. And I'm a firm believer. There are studies that have been done that says, like, whenever your sports teams are better and there's more school spirit, things at school just go better. Kids are happier. There's less behavior problems. Grades go up. And I think we're on the beginning stages of that. And that might be premature to say, but I've seen what the school looks like whenever the sports teams are really strong and the football program is, making a run. And it looks like we have the chance to do that this year. So you can tell with the girls, I can even tell in the classroom with my students, everyone just has a little bit of extra pep in their step, which is exciting. And the biggest thing right now is us trying to rein in our excitement and make sure we're focusing it in the right place. Not only do we have Helena to worry about, we've got competition season coming up and around the corner. And
it's going to get real busy here soon.
This routine is going to be, it's going to take every bit of effort that we've got to master these skills, and it's going to be so worth it. But I think that extra excitement we're going to have from, football games are going to be a little bit more of an occasion now. We're expecting really big things. We're expecting now to be in the postseason. I think that using that excitement and kind of funneling that into what we also have going on is going to be really beneficial.
Excellent. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to bring in 3 seniors for the Senior Spotlight.
Welcome back to Jaguar Stadium. For the past 10 years, this place has been like a second home for us, and we are proud to be a part of this community. Last year, I moved my wealth advisory practice, RFG Advisory, to Inverness because we believe that investing goes way beyond the stock market. It's about local support, planning for a better future, and serving our neighbors. So let's enjoy these Jags and their relentless forward progress. Go Jags!
Now it's time for the senior spotlight. We have Britton Dana, Emma Sheffield, and Sophie Bertella. Thank you, girls, for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Yep, y'all have come off tough practice, I hear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, about there's not too many easy ones with Lambert, right?
Oh, no.
No, sir.
Well, we're going to start with Britton. What age did you start cheerleading?
My freshman year. I actually started the day of tryouts.
Wait, like you didn't even start when you were young?
I was a gymnast for 10 years.
Okay.
And I did it to level 10. And then on the day of tryouts, I wanted to try out. So I came in and tried.
Well, who says there's not late bloomers? All right, and then what position, I know, but go ahead and tell everyone what your position and role on the team is.
I'm a senior and I'm a flyer. So,
Right, so the top girl is also another term.
yes.
So what would you say is your best skill as far as tumbling or?
I'd say my best skill is probably a front full pyramid, just because it's high in difficulty and not a lot of people can do it, but I can. So
Okay.
that's probably it.
And what's your best cheer memory so far at Spain Park?
On the sideline part, it's definitely beating Hoover.
Nice.
And then on the competition side, I fell on my face at nationals, but I got up, and this was at the beginning of our routine. I got up and hit the rest of their routine. So I was super proud of myself for that.
Nationals is quite the spectacle, right? The
Oh,
people
yes.
that have never been, they don't know there's 100,000 spectators on the grounds and watching the events. What about personal goals, team goals? We know what the team goals are pretty much. But
Yes. My personal goal would be to just keep lifting up the team emotionally and physically. It's not really, I know the team has a goal in mind for placement, but I just want to be the best teammate I can.
all right. And then what about plans after high school?
I'd like to pursue college. I mean, cheer collegiately. And so I don't know where yet, but we're getting there. We'll see.
All right. Yeah, that you've got time.
Yep.
The next is Emma,
Yes.
right? And what age did you start cheerleading?
So I started cheerleading in kindergarten. My brother played basketball at Upward, and they had a little cheer team. And so I joined it to cheer my brother. And then I stopped doing that after he quit, or when we moved is when I stopped. And then I met a bunch of girls who were cheerleaders at my new school, and they're all still here cheering with me. And so I've been doing it ever since 4th grade.
All right. So what role or position do you play on the cheer squad?
I'm a bass and also a senior, so I have a leadership role, and being a bass is super fun. I'm new to it. I was a back spot for 3 years, so this is my first year as a bass.
Okay. Wow.
So-
The senior year, you get a new position.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And what would you say is your best skill?
Probably just anything to a tuck. Yeah.
Okay. And then, do you have any personal goals? I mean, obviously, as Britton said, being a senior leader, that's really key, because I know the underclassmen really look up to you girls.
Yes, sir. Definitely just making as many friends as I can, and just being the best teammate I can be to everybody. Because ultimately, when we leave, we're gonna remember the friendships most, and so I just want to be the best friend I can be, the best teammate I can be, and then team goals is definitely just make it to finals and hit, and then hopefully bring home a state title.
Yeah, that would be nice. And on that note, Coach V always talks about. We did an interview with him last week, and he talks about, hey, these kids, they're not going to remember offense, defense, schemes. They're going to remember their experience.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, what about plans after high school?
I plan to go to Auburn University, and I want to try out for cheer there my sophomore year, because you can't try your freshman year. So.
Right. Excellent. All right. And Sophie,
Yes.
thanks for coming in. So, what age did you start cheerleading?
I started cheer probably like kindergarten, 1st grade. I've been on like the rec teams. I've been cheering for a while.
And your role on the team, obviously a senior leader.
Yes. I'm a senior and a flyer. So like she said, like leadership role and just, yeah, pretty much.
And your best skill as far as tumbling or stunting?
I don't know, like best skill. I mean, there's a lot of variety I can do. I mean, I don't know.
Jack of all trades. You
Yeah.
can do, it's okay to say it. You can do it all. So best memory so far at Spain Park.
Definitely cheering last Friday at Hoover.
Yeah, that was,
Or the Friday before that. Was
yeah. And what a time for an off week, a bye
Yes,
week. We all needed it. Even the old parents needed it after that one. And personal goals?
I just, for this team, one of my personal goals is just for us all to work together and not like compete against each other. I think a good goal would be just for us to be like the best teammates we can to each other and not really like go against each other.
Right. Plans after high school, do you have any?
I'm attending Auburn University and I'm thinking about cheering my sophomore year, but we're just going to see how my freshman year goes and see if I want to pursue that.
Ladies, thanks for joining us. We'll see you Friday at Helena.
Yes,
sir.
Thank you.
Go Jags.
Thank you so much.
Jags.
Go
Go
Jags.
Jags.